Of all, congratulations to Coach McDermott and Creighton. They got a really good team, and we were separated by 1 point tonight. And if there was time on the clock, who knows what could happen. But we're grateful to be advancing. I told the team in the locker room, they had the music going. I walked in, and I told them, turn it down. I said, either sing, dance, or get out of the way. Aztecs are going to the Final Four. So here we are. We're making the next step. And it's something we've always talked about, and I'm sure there were people who doubted we could do it. But we never doubted for a minute, and not to say it's easy to get there or that we would ever get there, but we're there now, and we're going to go and try to win the thing.
Okay, questions here in the interview room? We'll start on the left side aisle.
Darian, when you're standing at the free throw line, kind of knowing what's at stake, can you just sort of walk us through what you're thinking when you get there and then after the first one missed?
Just having the utmost confidence in myself. I feel like I've shot probably 1,000 free throws in the last week. So at the end of the day, I feel like I put in the work to be able to step up and have the confidence that I was going to make them.
Okay, side here, second row.
Coach, before the game, we saw you talking to Coach McDermott and, embracing before the game started. So, talk to us about what it's like to coach against, a friend like that.
It's always hard when you go against a friend because as much as I celebrate winning, if you don't feel apathy for a friend, you're not a true friend. And so I'm grateful to win, but I felt bad for Greg and his team because they're a Final Four team also. But with a one-and-done situation, the volatility of this tournament, we were fortunate enough to go, and I feel bad for a really good Creighton team.
Back row on the aisle on the left.
Darian, I wonder how much pressure you felt on the foul, whether you expected it to be called, and whether it had any impact in your shot.
I wouldn't say so. I feel like I still had a good look. The refs made their call. But they called it, and I got an opportunity to knock down free throws to win the game for my team.
Left side, third row.
You interviewing for Darian. Two questions. Number one, were you surprised that they called that foul in that part of the game? You've been in a lot of close games this year, and they've swallowed their whistles in a lot of games. Officials seem to be.
I wouldn't say I was surprised. I think I got fouled, but it was up for the refs to decide. Even if they didn't call it, we were going to lace them up and get ready for an overtime.
And after you missed the first one and you're getting ready to shoot the second one, you took a deep breath and exhale, which you normally, I don't think, do. What were you thinking at that point?
That the moment wasn't too big for me. To do everything I've been through, I feel like the opportunity was just set there for me. It was God's timing, and I just had to believe in that and just having that confidence that, I missed the first one, but I definitely wasn't going to miss the second one.
Okay, right side, third row.
You had 9 players. Each of your players that came in, they were in for more than 10 minutes. Just how much confidence does that give you? At this stage of the season, that you're able to have those guys come in and you can turn to just about anybody on your bench as you're heading into the Final Four.
Yeah, this is truly riding the guys that are playing the best. So it's the end of the game. Guys that have played the best for the majority of those 40 minutes are in at the end, and that's what we had. And then obviously we have offensive, defensive substitutions at time. But I've talked about the depth being our greatest strength. And depth isn't a strength unless they embrace it, and this team embraces it.
Left side on the aisle.
Gary Graves from the AP for Arab and for Coach Dutcher. I guess the two baskets that you made late to put your team ahead, what was behind that? Were you just feeling like if you had the ball and had the chance that you were going to take it, or was it called, or what? And for Coach, just how your thinking went into that sequence.
That's where we had the advantage today. It was at the fourth spot, ducking in with Darian or Lamont coming off ball screens. And so when I got in, I've done it 1,000 times throughout the season. And so it was just another shot. Obviously, there was a lot more weight to it, but I wasn't thinking like that. I was just thinking, staying in rhythm and getting the shot up, and just putting my team up front.
This is from a young guy that wasn't going to play basketball 2 years ago, was going to give it up because of injuries. To come back and play on this stage and make the baskets to send us to a Final Four is a great story.
You go the right side here on the aisle, and then two more from there.
Isaac Bourne, Mid-Major Madness. Coach, so in the first half, Nathan Mensah was kind of having a little trouble guarding Kalkbrenner, but then in the second half, he came out and had one of the best defensive halves that he's had in this tournament. So what do you have to say to his defense against one of the better centers in this tournament right now?
I mean, when you're playing a really good center like Kalkbrenner, he's going to score some baskets, and you just try to make it hard as you can on him. And so I thought Nate, as a two-time Defensive Player of the Year, made it hard. And those shots could have easily gone in. They didn't. And that's the difference between advancing and not advancing.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.